Hello. I'd like to join with you this day on the third week of Advent when we think about three. No, I'm not going to talk about the number three, but think about three different types of witnesses to the birth of Christ. The first is one that we sometimes overlook, and that is Joseph himself. While we don't know that he was actively involved in the birthing of Jesus, he was very much active in getting things ready, having Mary in Bethlehem, finding a place where they could stay, being a part of all of the plans and preparations. You could say he was a type of midwife of the message. Maybe you're in that position. You're in that place where you're busy at church getting all the things ready, maybe decorating, maybe getting things set up, maybe preparing services, planning your part and participation in it all. But the message isn't about you. It's one that you're going to be sharing with others. I want you to celebrate this Advent season. Any kind of Joseph participation that you might have, you might think of yourself in this glorious message of the birth of Christ as being somewhat of a midwife of the message, of someone who's helping to get it ready to be brought in to our world in our time in a way that people can understand, a way that fits the message. The second, number two for us, is one that's very familiar to us, of course, is the shepherds. And they're the ones who bear testimony of what they have heard and seen. Remember how the angel came to them, and in Luke chapter 1, it says there, the angel tells these shepherds, "Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord. And this will be a sign. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." And then we know that these shepherds went out with this testimony of what they had heard and seen. It says that when they had visited with and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, when they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. How will you share the testimony of what you have heard personally, what you have heard and seen, and then that you indeed have met the Savior, that you have found the Christ just as had been told to you? What is your testimony in this season? So maybe you're Joseph, a midwife to the message. Maybe you're a bearer of the testimony of the message. Or maybe you're a declarer of the theology and the truth of the coming Christ, like the Magi who eventually visited the Christ child. And they brought the message in their gifts. Now, we don't know that there were three of them, but three gifts are mentioned that help us remember Jesus as a prophet, an anointed one from God, as a priest who made sacrifice, as a king, as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Perhaps you're participating in this Christmas season in getting the message out of just who this Christ child is, whose birth we celebrate in this season. So in this third week, just three testimonies or three witnesses that I'd like you to ask. How are you in either any one of them or all of them as you share in this gospel message? Remembering how Christ came for you and for me.